everyone, Ninian here. Today we're introducing Rock My World stamp set. This stamp set is my personal favorite in this release. I remember spending hours playing with river rocks and my imaginary friend when I was a kid. All the rock painting projects I've been seeing lately over the internet have brought back those happy memories. I want to make them into stamps and see what people can do with them. The biggest image in this stamp set is a big rock that says "Life is beautiful" with a flower on it. All the rock images you're seeing here are actually scans of real rocks. We picked them up during our walk around the neighborhood one day and really had some fun making them into stamps. So here is another rock that has a built-in sentiment. It says "Live, laugh, love." This is one of my favorite sentiments. I know a lot of people use it on a scrapbook layout, but I think it would be a great sentiment to use for an inspiration card. Now let's move on to the three smaller solid rock images. These images are great for creating patterns, or you can stamp them in light color and stamp sentiments on top with a darker color. I'll show you later in this video. I'm going to show you a little trick on using dye inks on solid images like this. So here I'm using Memento dye ink, and it's the stamp set. Oh, okay, so it looks pretty good. Let's try another one. The problem I'm trying to recreate here is that dye inks can be blotchy or it beads up on your solid stamp. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so you can see that the stamped image is now even. What we can do is we can condition the solid stamp with the Hero Arts black dye ink. This dye ink works like magic. All you need to do is to ink your stamp with this ink. Stamp once, clean up, and you're good to go. You can see that it stains the stamp a little, but it really helps the dye inks to distribute evenly on your stamp. Ta-da! Magic, right? Now here's the tiny little rock that we have on this stamp set. I have it there because I had the room, but I think some of you can make great use of it. So just stepping here. So I'm thinking that it can be used to create a flower or something, you know. Now let's clean them and put them back to the sheet and move on to the real flowers in this set. We have two flowers in this set. The bigger one will fit right onto the big rock image. I'll use yellow ink here so we can see the difference. You can stamp on top of it. Very easy to light up. And you can just use it as a flower image. Just create a little flower cluster with the two flowers. Here's the smaller one. Just rotate a little bit. We also have a tiny leaf image in this set to create the flower cluster. It's in between the two word rocks. And I'm going to use, the Toffee Crunch ink from Memento. The flowers and the leaf has a chalk-like finish. So when you stamp the rock and the sentiment and the images together, it feels like that you hand draw those images on it with the chalk. So that's the effect I'm trying to achieve here. So let's pick up the Live, Laugh, Love sentiment and see how you stamp. This sentiment also fits right in the Live, Laugh, Love space on this rock. See, so you can create like two shades, double colored image to create one photo. So now we'll move on to the biggest sentiment in this set. It says, hope that you sleep like a rock. Enjoy the day. I'm trying to come up with some sentiment that has a rock in it, and this is like we say a lot, like hope that you slept like a rock, or I slept like a rock. So it just fits the same. So I had the sentiment, and I'll just add a rock image to the sentiment to quickly dress it up. Just it's a little darker than I used to. I think that's because I conditioned it with the Hero Arts black ink. Usually this only happens after you condition your stamp with the Hero Arts black dye ink. When you use other Hero Arts inks, they kind of mix together and it stains the stamped image. What you usually do is to stamp it a couple more times and the color will wear off and you'll have the true color of the new ink. We have another sentiment that kind of decides the name of this stamp set. It's You Rock My World. The space between the words are big enough that you can just stamp it as it is, or you can just ink half of it and just say something like You Rock. Now I'm going to show you why I didn't make the two big rocks into solid stamps. Because you can just turn them on their backs and just stamp, and using the reverse side to stamp the solid image of the rock. For solid stamps like this, having a mouse pen underneath the paper will help create a crisp, solid image. Now we're going to stamp a sentiment in a darker color on top of the rock. Create. We also have a small hello that you can stamp into the small rock as well. Both the create and hello has the same chalk finish. Now let's move on to the last two functional stamps in this stamp set. There are two shadows. We can use them to create a shadow for the rocks. When I try to add shadows to objects, they never seems right. So I like to have tools like stamps that can help me do that. So I'm really happy how these turned out. Let's see the bigger shadow, longer shadow. I like this one. So now that's all the stamps from this stamp set. And I just can't wait to see what you guys can create with them. Here's another example I've created earlier, but you can see how I condition the stamps so it can stamp well. So that's it for today. Don't forget to comment on the blog for a chance to win this stamp set. Thank you for watching. Bye!